Alright everybody, welcome back. Stinky MD here. Just the nature of how I record these videos, they kind of back to back. So while I was brain farting all through the last one, I'm going to try to, be more clear with my thoughts in this one. And I think a good way to do that is to have something to react to. I am recording these pretty late at night. So let's just jump right into it, right? Stinky MD versus Card Stack. Now, I did that because there's an exclamation point in between card and stack, and I don't know why these tabs don't all mute when I mute them. I should probably just, if I just mute the entire device, then that works too. You're gonna do Rillagoon and Gastro Goon. I'm gonna choose, I was about to say Magoonium and Sableye. I'm gonna paralyze the Rillagoon. I'm going to set up Reflect on Meganium. Meganium, as we said before, it's kind of took a lot of hand-wringing to discover the fact that Meganium's good redeeming quality is its ability to set up screens. I want to do more with that, but I'm just going to do Bulldoze for now and actually set up the Goon Gambit to be able to take me out with Kowtow Cleave. Emboar is going to come out. I was talking about the goodness about Emboar last time. You're going to click Protect, Grass Pledge, and Fire Pledge, but because you protected, I'm not going to set up the Sea of Fire. And so now you're going to protect that way. And this is just really tough. But Fire Pledge is going to come out this time. And because it attacked the Goon Gambit, I still don't understand how this works as far as like who it attacks and when, but it's one move. It makes combination attack, does one move. Ends up being super effective on a lot of different things. I'm going to click Sucker Punch and it's going to fail, which means I was obviously going for the Goonkia. My goodness. What are these titles, man? These names. Gastrogoon is still alive, which is kind of throwing me off. I'm going to get hit with a Spatial Rend, and my Megoonium is going to go down. Feraligoon is out here, and Emboar is out here too. You're going to Storm Drain. Okay, so Surf is going to hit everything, but because Emboar is dark, and that was one of the things I was talking about before, taking out the Calyrex with Sucker Punch. Emboar actually does 100% off Sucker Punch, so it's just the kinds of things you need when you're playing Stinky MD style teams. You need to be able to compete, and this is something I learned when playing Rampardos and trying to figure out how that works and everything. Now I think it's a 3-on-1, 2-on-1. Rillagoon, Emboar, and Feraligator's out. I'm gonna click Waterfall here, but I have a substitute, so I'm feeling pretty confident about being able to win this matchup, and especially because you're paralyzed, I'm gonna Waterfall again and pick up the KO. And Feraligoon is actually going to beat Card Stack's team of Goons. You see, the Goon thing is also kind of throwing me off here, but being able to set up this substitute on the Feraligator, I felt just gave me an additional barrier of defense. When I start a new strategy, I always start pretty defensive, and it doesn't work the way I want it to. And it's not to say that this doesn't work the way I want it to, but there's a potential for it to be better. And I think that's a good place for me to stop and say, if there's anything that you see that's like, dude, Stinky MD, why haven't you done this thing? Why haven't you started doing this thing? I will say this is inspired by the Pokemon Legends ZA Pokemon, like their starters. So this is where I'm starting with the idea. And with all that being said, I think it's better if we just jump to another match. Okay, and so as you can see, finally, I'm up against a Calyrex. You don't have to look too hard on the VGC ladder to run into Calyrex. It doesn't matter what level you play at, and I'm at the pretty lower rungs of it. I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm at the lower rungs of it. I think this Fire Pledge, Water Pledge, Grass Pledge strategy has an ability to get me to like the mid to low level, which is where I've maxed out at as far as my VGC skills go. But let's see how this team fares. I feel confident about the Emboar matchup. I mean, Feraligator, that was the thing about Feraligator. Because it gets access to Sheer Force, I don't think it works like with Water Pledge in the way that it's supposed to. So it kind of puts me in a tough spot as Torrent on it. I didn't really pay a lot of attention to like the abilities and stuff. Reckless, I mentioned it in the last video on Emboar, stood out to me a lot. I'm rambling a lot in front of a screen that's not moving, so let's get into the match. Stinky MD versus Rizaku. Oh wow, that's another weird name because it's like, like a Riz Pikachu, but it's actually some little kid in a Pikachu suit. So you're trying to get me in trouble or something. Okay, so we're up against the, what is it? I don't even know what this thing's called. Spectrier. Right, because it's not Calyrex, you don't have the thing on the back of it. So Emboar is going to come out as my first Pokemon. The thing, and you're going to use Curse for some reason. The thing that's important for me is not to mess up on this matchup here. I'm actually going to get disabled, so this is going to get messed up anyway. So I'm going to switch out and disable it because it's that important for me to get this right. As far as clicking Sucker Punch, because Astral Barrage, and I don't think it's this thing, it's really the Calyrex, but Astral Barrage will just take out my team. And so where I'm at a position now where this Grimmsnarl is, thunder waving me and doing a bunch of stuff while I'm talking, but Emboar is dark, Sableye is dark, so you're not going to be able to do that. And here comes the Sucker Punch again. So I'm going to be able to click those moves and do damage on a Thunder Wave, the Flare Mane, Flare Shane, is what it's called here. But because I have the light screen set up, I also have Assault Vest on the Emboar, so it's gonna be able to live the hits. You're actually gonna want to switch out the Flutter Mane, see if you can get a better matchup against it. And I'm gonna do a combination attack. I'm gonna set up the Sea of Fire against the Wo-Chien, I think it's called. Yeah, that's what it's called. Very nice. Wo-Chien's gonna use Leech Seed on Emboar just to get some residual off, but I'm gonna take you out, so it's gonna be nothing healing this turn. And here comes the Fluttershy. I'm just going to switch out again. I'm going to click Aqua Jet with Feraligatr. Another thing that's really important when you're building weird teams is to have a sense of priority, especially when the Pokemon that you're using aren't very fast. So you're going to go Steel type for some reason, despite the fact that I have Emboar in the bag. Like, I'm going to click Flare Blitz. I'm going to click it. Click it right now. Stinky MD, click it. Thank you. We're going to click Flare Blitz, take out the Grimmsnarl, and look. I was going to go on a whole spiel last video about Emboar, but I think you've seen the value of it. I don't know what I'm going to title these videos or make the thumbnails. I have some ideas for editing and stuff like that. I don't even know why I'm saying any of this out loud. I think this is all to say that over the course of playing with this team, I feel like I've struck something, and that's always really special when I'm able to do that. I did it with the Gravity team. I mentioned Rampardos again because I can't think of anything else that I played. The Contrary team too. Trick Room, just feeling like I've learned something new. This whole pledge thing, I'm still wrapping my mind around the potential of the strategy, and I haven't even maximized it yet. I haven't even used all the combinations yet. We haven't seen Fire and Water make a rainbow for some reason. Hey, look, I'm not complaining. I just have to maximize it. I have to make it great. That's the challenge, and that's a fun challenge, and it's a challenge that I embrace. With that being said, GG's to the opponents. Thank you for watching. And I will see you next time.